Aloha kako and welcome to Miss Happy Mess, where our lives might feel like they are falling apart, but together we're going to get through it. I'm Kimberly Rose, and today we're going to be doing some mama stuff. Actually, I think it's more human stuff because we're talking about communication, something that I think I'm going to be working on until I'm dead. But as a mom, I really want to work on my communication with everyone and especially with my two kids. So I have asked my middle school daughter, Manalani, to come and talk with us, as well as DBT therapist, Mary Tobon. Thank you so much. Together, we're going to try and untangle this sometimes messy and confusing topic of parent-child communication. I am so happy to have you both here. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Thanks.
Hi. Hi. Feels cool to have a microphone, right? Yeah. So, Mary, will you please get us started? Will you tell us what DBT is?
So DBT stands for Dialectical Behavior Therapy, and it's a therapeutic modality and evidence-based practice based on cognitive behavior therapy. And a very brief summary of that is, or focus of that is that we look at how our thoughts, our emotions, and our behaviors are all linked. So if we can change one, we can change another. And so DBT took CBT and added to it. So one of the most important parts of it is we weave in the philosophy of dialectics. And dialectics speak to how two opposing truths can both exist at the same time. So you could imagine that when it comes to communication, dialectics really, really helpful because there can be multiple opposing truths in communication.
Okay, so because I'm a slow gal, tell me of the three things. You said it's a combination of what we think.
Yeah. What we think, so our thoughts, our cognitions, our emotions, and our behaviors, what we do. So an example might be that if I'm feeling sad, I may be thinking, oh, I really don't want to be around people right now. And then I may choose to behave in a way where I stay home and I don't engage with other people.
Got it.
So if I change one of those things, the idea is that I can change another. So perhaps I'm feeling sad. I'm thinking I don't want to be alone, or I do want to be alone because I don't want to be around people. They're scary. I might get hurt. So I'm going to stay home and I'm going to isolate. If I change my behavior, maybe I decide, okay, well, I'm going to do some opposite action. I'm going to go out. I'm going to connect with a friend, connect with a family member. That may change what I think and in turn change what I feel.
Oh, interesting. So you're not always just saying like, I'm just going to focus on me, on the emotion. Sometimes you can actually do a physical action to change that.
Exactly right.
Wow. Did you get all that?
Yeah. And the fourth piece, which can be really fun for a lot of people because I say that, it's my opinion, it can feel really fun, distress tolerance. So when we're in high levels of distress, when we are having difficulty accessing logic and reason.
Why are you looking like that? Are you connecting to this?
Yeah. Okay, go on. Or are you pointing a finger? Those skills help us tolerate the distress without making things worse. Sometimes people think when they're really, really distressed, they want to change how they feel. That's not what we aim for. We actually aim for helping tolerate it because given time, being able to tolerate and not make things worse over time, the intensity naturally lessens.
Wait. So when I feel super heightened, instead of making myself feel bad about being super heightened or like I'm angry and I kind of often am like, I'm so angry and I feel really bad about being angry and now I'm really mad because I'm so angry. Yeah. I should just be like, it's chill, be angry. Allow myself to be angry.
Oh, I'm angry right now. Even naming it. So research shows that by naming an emotion that we're feeling, it may help reduce the intensity of it. I'm feeling angry right now and saying it like, I'm feeling angry. Okay. Yeah. You're feeling angry.
Thoughts?
I get stressed out a lot with like things that I want to do. Like I want to go on this roller coaster and I'm in line and I'm about to get on and I'm like, I'm really scared right now. And then me and my mom like play a game and she doesn't just let me, I'm like nervous so my brain isn't understanding the game or I'm not doing well at it. And she's not like, no, you can't give up. Like, I'm distracting you. I'm not gonna allow you to think about what you're thinking about.
That happened yesterday.
That happened yesterday.
Like you said, so she distracts you with the game, and then she says and then what did she?
So I was so nervous and so scared that I was doing really bad at the game.
Okay.
And I was just like, tell me the answer. I just want to know the answer.
Yeah.
And she was like, no. Then you're gonna start thinking about this roller coaster that you're really nervous about getting on.
Yeah.
And so you also just shared an example of dialectics at play. You're both really, really excited about going on the roller coaster and you're nervous, right? And both are true. And they can both exist at the same time. And it's not, well, you shouldn't feel nervous because you wanted to go on this, right? That would be a judgment about your own emotional experience. That's what many of us do to ourselves sometimes and to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So we were going to go on a big
drop ride.
A big drop ride. And
drop ride.
we were playing a game in line because it was an hour and a half wait. But when we got closer, she really was like, oh my God, unraveling. So she's so good at this game because it's all Disney. Am I going to get sued for saying Disney? It's all Disney stuff because we were at Disney. But then she literally couldn't do the game because she was so nervous about the ride.
Yeah.
And she's like, just tell me the answer. And I was like, I'm not telling you the answer, not because I care if you get the answer, but because you just got to keep guessing. I was like, just don't give up. Just keep guessing.
I did get it.
She did get it.
I got it right before we got on.
That's amazing. Because I wonder if, so that's another piece. So when our distress level's up, the parts of our brain that deal with communication, logic, and reason negatively impacted. So our ability to communicate is impaired and your ability to recall information was impaired. And then when you got there, I wonder if you felt some relief because now you're not in the waiting anymore. Now it's about to happen. And so, now I can remember the information that's stored in my brain.
That could be.
Yeah.
And you did help distract. And even, did you feel frustrated at your mom at all?
Yeah. I was like, why aren't you telling me? Just tell me what it is.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to focus on the fact that I'm about to fall.
How
4 million feet.
I wonder if that frustration at your mom helped you distract from the nervousness though. And it was like, okay, now I can direct it at her. Now she's the problem. Not this. That tracks.
That tracks. Okay, so let's talk about another scenario. The morning routine, like getting ready for school, right? Right? She's already looking at me. I mean, because I feel like it's iconically a mess in every household. I mean, I don't think that we're an exception. I think we're more of a rule, right?
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about this because we have great mornings and then we have like bumpy mornings.
Sure.
And what I think is she's so focused on getting ready for school and her big day.
Yeah.
I'm so focused on starting my day that we don't see each other. Do you know what I mean? And we're operating on two different timelines. And so there's a pressure that Manna might be feeling, and then there's a pressure that I might be feeling. But since we're like living two parallel lives, we're kind of energies that are bumping into each other.
Yes.
Instead of sort of respecting each other and knowing we're each a little stressed out. And then it sort of erupts. Do you want to add?
Yeah, I'll just be getting ready in the morning and then I'm ready and, she packs my lunch in the morning and I'm like, so wait, I'm ready and you're not ready. So what's going to happen now? Like, do you want me to just wait for you? And then I might be late. And it's like, well, I'm frustrated because I felt like I was ready. And then we'll get in the car and she's like, well, you could like help me. And I'm like, yeah, but that was your job. And then like everything is kind of messy and I'm like confused. I'm like, am I doing something wrong? I'm really upset. And I also just woke up.
I'm just here.
That's so funny that you said that because I will have been up 45 minutes before her, and then I will get her up for somebody whose alarm went off, and then she gets up really quick and gets ready, and I'm like feeding the dog and making the lunch and getting everything ready. Do you know what I mean? And then she's like, well, I'm ready, and I'm like, well, good for you.
Do you guys all have an agreement on whose responsibilities are what and what the expectation is for when to leave?
I feel like we do.
Oh, yes.
No. I feel like we do.
Okay, say what our agreement is.
It's non-verbal agreement. It's like an agreement.
It's an internal knowing.
Yes, it was an internal knowing. Like she packs my lunch and she does she like dresses. I don't know what else you do.
It is important to dress.
I'm
before
so sorry. I don't know what else you do in the morning. And I get up in the morning and I like put all my stuff together and I get my things. And then we're supposed to leave the house by 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to leave the house. I wake up, I feed the dog. I usually clean the kitchen from the night before because I'm too tired. So I do all the dishes. And then I put away the dishes. I then get her up and then I start getting myself ready. But then I'm filling up water bottles. I'm rinsing water bottles. I'm finding that weird thing that you're supposed to take out of the water bottle has mold in it. So I'm trying to clean that really quick so she doesn't die. I'm like finding this thing is broken, trying to fix that. And just a whole bunch of little things, do you know what I mean, along the day. And then also trying to prepare for my day, which means sometimes I'm packing like 3 different bags with me because I'm going to go here first and then I'm going to go there and then I'm going to go there. So I'm getting all my stuff together for the day. And I will say when she's like, are you ready? Are you ready? If I'm completely honest, which I'm trying to be very transparent, I get super triggered because it makes me feel like I've failed. And I feel like I've spent an hour and a half trying to be my best. Do you know what I mean? And then she's like, are you ready? You're always late. And then I'm like,
and how do you respond?
I lock my jaw because it's the first thing.
Lockjaw. Lockjaw's a thing. Me and my sister and we know about lockjaw. It's like, don't go in the kitchen. Mom has lockjaw.
Oh, no. Is this what happens when you get activated?
Yeah, because I come from a family of yelling.
Yeah. Oh.
And I don't want to yell.
Yeah.
And so I want to process and I want to respond empathetically and maturely, especially with my kids. So the first thing I do is lock my jaw because I could answer with so much vitriol and venom. And I know that about myself and I'm hyper articulate. So I really could find a very flowery way to like kill somebody.
Cut somebody.
So I just shut it down. Yeah. Until I can try and calm myself, reflect, and then talk about it.
Yeah.
But the physicality is still there because they know because this is so strong.
So the first thing I would typically want to recommend is get clear on what expectations are. So oftentimes in parent and child and really any relationship, right, human relationships, we have expectations of each other that are not clarified. Right? You said there's an agreement. It's nonverbal. So, right? That means that you guys haven't talked about it and gotten really clear. Yeah. Oftentimes in parent, child, and really any relationships, there are expectations that have not been clarified. And oftentimes parents will feel like I do so many things that then if there is any perceived judgment from their child, can go different ways. Sometimes it's anger. It's like, don't you understand all I do for you? And sometimes it's, oh, I'm not good enough. Why can't I just figure it out and get things together on time? We do this every day. And the self-judgment or some combination of plus other things. So I am a big fan of very clear communication around what expectations are. We are going to have expectations of each other. It's not helpful to pretend that we're not going to. You have expectations of Mana, she has of you. And so get clear on what those are. What do you do every morning? What do you do every morning? Okay, what do we want each other to do? And understand you're each fallible. There are going to be things that get in the way of meeting the expectations that you each have. Yeah. That would be the first thing. And also when those interactions happen, allowing people, she's going to be upset with you sometimes. Yeah. Right. And vice versa. Yeah. And it's okay. Right. We're going to be upset with each other. Aiming to completely eliminate that, I do not think is effective. More so, I think it's helpful to discern when to talk about things and how to talk about things. Yeah. So right now, you guys doing that. Now, Mona said, like, these are the expectations, or these are the rules that I understand. I would say, okay, each get clear on what you want and how to cope ahead. That's a skill we have in DBT, to cope ahead of potential problem situations. If we think there may be a time where mom's going to be late, what will you do in those situations? Especially if this is a pattern. Having code words, or not even code, but like language that is familiar to both of you that you've determined of a, I'm ready to go, or and for you to be able to say, I'm not ready yet. Right. And to cope ahead with Mana around, okay, if we're running late, if you're late to school, how will you guys cope with that? What will you do? What skills will you use? How will you manage your emotions? All of that.
Let's go down that pathway. Like, I'm just curious for practical reasons. Like, so if we are late, what will we do?
Yeah.
Like,
so Mana, what's your understanding of what happens if you're late to school?
Nothing.
Girl. Why are you stressing me?
Well, what happens for you though? What's going on for you?
Why
when
are
you're
you
late?
stressing me? Okay.
Because I don't want to be late to school.
Why?
Like, all my friends get to school early. All of my friends talk about what we're gonna do over the weekend before school. All my friends live 5 minutes away from school.
We do not.
We live 30 minutes away from school. I miss a lot of jokes that I'll miss. Like, okay. It's like something that will happen, and then they'll reference it, and I'll be like, when did that happen? They'll be like, yeah, you weren't there.
Oh, so you're missing a lot of social stuff at school.
Yeah.
I thought you were just nervous about being late to actual school. And I was like, I don't understand. We're always like 5 minutes late, and you act like we're like half an hour late. I didn't know you were missing social stuff.
All of my friends get there like half an hour earlier than we do. And then I also have a ton of clubs that my school doesn't let us sign a wait list or a paper, or we can't like find our teachers at lunch or break. Like, we have to do it before school or after school, and I'm in clubs after school.
So you can't
So
do
the
it
only
after
time
school.
I can like communicate with those teachers about those things is before school.
This is a serious revelation.
So the why.
Wow.
Building understanding. This is one of the things that I think I would encourage for all parents and kids to do, is understand why. Why is mom late? What is going on for her that causes her to be late as often as she is? And why do you care?
Yeah.
And to be able to express it to each other. Typically not in those states of heightened emotion. Right now, you guys aren't late for anything, right? You're here. This is where you're supposed to be. This is where you've decided to be in this moment. And so you can come at a different state of mind calmly and discuss it. Whereas if you're on the way to school, it's like, why do you even care about being late? Well, because my friends are there. Why do you care about your friends? Right? Then you might have more difficulty empathizing, rather than I saw that land for you. You're like, see.
I was like, I don't get it. Because also she's like, we're gonna be late. And I drop her off. And then I'm like, you were not late. I win again.
Yeah. And you're like, see, told you.
Which
we made
actually
it.
Makes me feel like we don't have to leave when you say, because we're never late. But then I realize in your mind, we are actually late because we're not there early. And so that's like, wow, this show is really helping me. I really hope it's helping you guys. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So now this might shift how you want your mornings to look.
Yeah. What time do you really want to be at school, Mana?
Like 8:10.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What were you aiming for?
8:30.
Yeah.
And I feel like we win when we get there at 8:30.
Yeah.
But I feel like I understand that.
And then you can decide and maybe have conversations. Hey, tomorrow morning I have a busy morning and I don't feel comfortable leaving at 7:40. So I want you to be aware that I'd like us to leave at 8. We're going to be closer to that time, right? And if you have things you want to be there for, if you're like, oh, I really want to talk to a teacher tomorrow or X day, you can tell your mom ahead of time. It doesn't mean that you have to do it take one person's preference. You can weave in different ways of existing, practice middle paths to either extreme, and do what works for you. Be effective.
That's great. That's great. Well, I got my money's worth. I hope you guys did too. Another thing I want to talk about, which impacts, I think, both of us, is tone. So, like, I just learned this thing that is called impact. I'm going to read it, even though it's 2 words. No, it's intent and impact, right? So, like, you know what I'm talking about? So, like, I think I'm saying something that's funny and I've accidentally insulted you.
Yeah.
Right? Oh wow, you really sprung alive. Two alive. What's happening?
We were talking about this the other day. I had a softball game and I'm on the field, so I'm seeing it from my pitcher's point of view, and I'm seeing what her reaction is in the dugout and what our catcher's reaction is, and our catcher, her back is to the stands. My mom is seeing it from my coach's perspective, and our pitcher and my coach are having an argument. And we're not technically part of that argument, but we both have our different sides because she's closer to the dad and I'm closer to the daughter. So when we get home, we talk about like, wow, the dad was being really mean. And I was like saying that, and she was like, no, the daughter was being really diva-ish. And I was like, what do you mean she was crying?
And I didn't know that. But it's so true. And it triggered like this weird kind of Rashomon existence, right? Where people are looking at it from different points of view.
Yeah.
But then also in our relationship, I find that sometimes I will say something with one intent and get a completely different reaction.
Yeah.
Because I've impacted her in a totally different way.
Yes.
And then I will say that I get the same. Like, she'll tell me something and I know it's meant to be something else, and I get super upset. And she's like, why are you so upset? I'm like, because that hurt my feelings. And so I just want to talk about tone a little bit.
Yeah.
How do we work on that? Because it's hard to be so self-aware.
Yeah.
When in your mind, you're playing out this one reality and then everybody around you is like, what a...
Yes. So to speak to tone, I'll also speak to perspective. So, which you guys just did, really, right? So we cannot have an objective perspective. I don't believe that's possible. I believe that to have a perspective, it is subjective, meaning it is interpreted, right? Anything that I take in, if I watch I'm like, oh, I don't even understand softball enough to use the terms. I'm like, I'm not even gonna try. I'm like, if I watch the sports ball and the other, no. But if I'm watching something happen, right? If I watch something happen, I could tell you, I just saw this happen, and you might have seen something completely different.
Right.
And so something I have encouraged people to do, and I aim to do in my personal life, is speak to the fact that I'm speaking from my perspective. So how I interpreted your tone, Mom, was this. I interpreted you to be really angry at me, and now I feel like I did something wrong, right? And you could clarify, okay, my intent wasn't to do that. My intent was to just give you a direction, and I was actually thinking about other things as well. And I understand that you perceived me to be angry at you. So thank you for sharing that with me, right? And so when it comes to tone, I'm wondering, do you find you both do have a tone that is pretty accurate?
Yeah. I think she learned her tone from me.
Yeah. Is there a certain tone that either one of you typically perceive from the other?
I mean,
anger, judgment,
rude.
Mean.
What would rude tone?
Sassy.
What does a rude tone mean to you guys? Sassy. Okay.
Like, why'd you say it like
Judgmental.
that?
Like a
Judgmental.
negative condescension, negative judgment, like
Yeah,
kind of.
Oh, I like your hair. Why'd you say it like that?
Oh,
I like
yeah,
your
it's very
hair.
judgy. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys judge yourselves negatively about
Yes.
this? Yeah. So oftentimes our interpretation,
Yes.
Oftentimes our interpretation of tone may come from our own judgments of self too, right? We may internalize what others say and take it on as something that they are doing. Like, oh, Mom is saying this and I'm hearing it this way, right? And it's, oh yeah, I judge that, or I have insecurity or fear or uncertainty around that. In addition, our tone, how others perceive tone, so how I perceive tone is going to be impacted by everything that came before, right? And I'm talking about like, how did I grow up? What did I eat today? What am I wearing? Like what is happening? What are all what we call vulnerabilities that are informing my personal experience and interpretation in this exact moment?
I get that, because sometimes we are hangry.
Yes.
Like, legit, from the audience, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, sometimes it is that we are hungry, tired, or, I mean, let's be honest. We have a lot of hormones between us. Do you know what I mean? I'm in perimenopause. She's in puberty. There's just a lot of hormones happening.
Oh yeah.
And
different ones.
so between those three, like, there's a lot of baseline we have to kind of return to, because sometimes we just have to eat, right?
Absolutely. And sometimes it's have to eat, sometimes it's get a jacket, sometimes it's unbutton the pants, right? Like there are some physical vulnerabilities going on for all of us all the time, right? Textures of things, like plus what have we experienced before? Has mom judged me before? Has Mana judged me before? Like what have I judged this about myself before? So with tone, and sometimes there is judgment, there is something, right? Sometimes the tone is informed from something going on. So this is something we have in my household. My partner and I struggle with our tones, or with I struggle with his perceiving his tone. So we use subjective language often, and this is what I encourage. So it's, I'm perceiving your tone to be this. I'm interpreting you to be angry at me. I'm interpreting negative judgment. I'm feeling like this, versus you're judging me, you're being this way, you're angry at me, and holding on to a belief and assigning it to the other person. Instead, it's, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm interpreting, using what we call I statements. I feel this way. You said this and I felt this way, not you made me feel this way.
It's interesting because then, sometimes it will be said like, Mom, you make me da 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 da. And I'm like, wow, I'm so powerful.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Like, Mana, you really did that. And I'm just
like, so it's really circling back to, but sometimes the I statements feel a little clinical, like they don't feel real.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
We've tried we've done I statements before and they've worked, and then we've done I statements before and I'll be like, yeah, but are you sorry? Yeah, but like, do you feel bad?
Why are you talking to me like a therapist?
Because you never said that.
Oh, that is such a, that's real. And sometimes I even will shift the language that I use if it feels like it's like forced or inauthentic, and I'll choose language that feels more authentic to me. So part of this is also, how am I changing my thoughts? Do I think this way? Am I just doing this performatively for Kim? Like, am I just doing this for you? Or am I doing it because this is how I'm thinking in this moment, right? It's also, do I believe what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, the authenticity of it. Right.
Or am I just saying it so that way I don't get in trouble, right? It's I perceived this. This is what I perceived, right? And sometimes I'll say it like, I perceived you to be angry at me. And it's not I perceived you to be angry at me. I'm not being, it's I am going to still express my emotion, even in how I'm expressing skillfully what so my perception.
Yeah. So with tone, we're going to work on I statements.
Authentic I statements.
Oh, yes, that's right. Where are your notes? Like, man, that
is good. Authentic I statements. Okay. And then talking about the perception, how I perceive it. Okay.
And shifting thoughts for yourself too. Like, this helps so much with judging myself and others. It's, I'm perceiving myself to not have been skillful in that communication versus I failed at that conversation. I suck. Right.
Oh.
So changing language self too.
Something else that my fourth grade teacher used to come in and tell us, hey class, I'm on my period. I'm really angry right now. I'm not mad at you guys. I'm not mad at you guys. I'm really like not feeling it.
Yes.
That's just something that would happen. And we've done that before where it's like, I'm really sleepy. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
And that sometimes works, and that's also sometimes like, yeah, you're really sleepy, but are you sleepy at me?
Brilliant. Yes. No, that is so skillful in naming the vulnerabilities. I'm really hungry right now. I'm really hot right now. I'm really tired. I got in a fight with my friend today, whatever it is. Like, I'm feeling off and I don't think it's because of you. And I'll tell you if it is. If I find something that's because of you, I'll tell you. That's also an agreement that you all can make, is I don't think it's because of you. And if that changes, I'll tell you.
That's so good, because the other side of going to school is coming home from school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like sometimes that car ride just needs to be quiet.
Yeah, I'm at school for a while.
Yeah. And it's the decompression, right? And it's like we're at different places in our day. And it's nice to start with the naming, like, I've had a hard day. Like, sometimes she'll be like, I've had a hard day and I really don't want to talk to you. And I'll be like, okay.
Amazing.
Can we do music?
Yeah. What do you need right now?
Yeah.
even,
What
right?
do
Like
you
what
need
do you
right
need
now?
right
That's
now?
a good question.
Mhm.
That's a good question.
And for both of you, right? You might not be in a place that you want to talk or
Yeah.
whatnot, and that's okay. You're allowed to be a human and have your own needs too.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So you were kind of talking about feeling like a failure.
Mm.
I want to know, how do we get out of that? Because honestly, there's some days where things are going wrong, we argue, and I just feel like I'm a failure. Like I'm a bad mom. I don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
I feel terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Do you feel this way as a kid ever? Or, I don't know.
I never felt like I was a bad mom. I felt like I wasn't a good like student, or like, wow, like I really like that teacher and they really don't like me. What did I do? Why was I talking so much in that class? Like I like that class. I don't want this person not to like me. You know, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That all makes sense. Who among us, right, hasn't looked back and thought, I would have liked to have done this. I would have liked to have done that. Why did I act that way? And judge ourselves for having been ourselves in whatever way we were ourselves. And so one thing I've done is really thrown out the idea of failure. Like, I don't believe in that as a concept really, because I consider to have failed if I never do it again, never try again, completely give up. And I can't really speak to that because I'm still alive. So there's still room if I, right? Wow. Like if I there's things I've not engaged in a long time, and that doesn't mean I failed at them. I haven't continued them right now. I may come back to them.
Yeah.
So I aim to throw out the concept of failure as a whole, really, because I don't believe in it. And with that, no, and to work towards that, part of the practice is not even naming like, oh, I could have done this. I'll say like, I would have liked to have done that. I would have preferred to have done this because I couldn't have done anything differently than what I did because it already happened.
Yeah, I would have liked to.
My preference.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. But not really, because you're not doing the I shoulda.
No, the should even, I say, stop shoulding all over yourselves. Like, it is what it is. It's the should feels like a sneaky word to say that I'm passing a judgment based on usually opinion, sometimes a judgment based on fact. Like I shouldn't have crossed the street then because I lost my phone as I like ran across or whatever, right? And even that though, it's, oh, I would have liked to have not done that because it led me to lose my phone. And so I do not use the word should at all.
But like hindsight is 2020. You know what I mean? Like how would you have known if you had like you just never know when you're going to cross the street that you're going to lose your phone.
So you're already doing another piece then that I would recommend, which is look at the facts of the situation. I didn't have the information that I have now to have made a different decision then, or I would have made a different decision.
Yeah.
Right. I see people do this when they look back at their lives. I was talking to a friend about this yesterday who's like, this is a pattern for me. I look back and I constantly look at the things that I should have done differently or could have done differently, or that I'm like, we would have liked to have done differently, right? That you would have preferred. And yet if we don't have the information to make those choices, we can't make them.
Yeah. It seems like unfairly judging yourself from a future person.
We do that in softball for hitting.
Oh, you do that in softball for hitting?
Yeah, the person's very close. Our pitchers throw 50 miles per hour. So it's coming at you very quickly, and everyone's looking at you, and you have this bat, and you're supposed to hit this ball, and you're supposed to make it really good, and then you might just strike out, and maybe if the last pitch was like a really good strike, and you didn't swing, and now you have to go out for another inning, you're like, I should have hit that. Why didn't I hit that?
But now you can say, I would have preferred.
Now your whole team's on the alphabet.
That question, answer it. Why didn't you hit that?
Oh.
I thought it was a ball.
There are reasons.
You thought it was a ball. Like you thought
or like I just didn't.
Yeah. Well,
I just didn't.
The way that you moved did not move in a way that allowed you to hit it. That's it. There are reasons for everything. Nothing is unexplainable. Even if we don't have the resources or the skills or information to be able to discern the why, there's always an answer. Everything has causes. And that's a big part of DBT work as well, is recognizing everything has a reason. So looking back at self and seeing something, what maybe someone considers a mistake, is an opportunity to learn. And research shows that by making what people perceive as mistakes, they learn 80% faster. So actually doing things that are not our preference help us learn. So I see them as opportunities to learn, and I'm gaining education when I do something I don't like. It's, oh, okay, I did that. Oh, cool. I've learned now that that's not what I want to do.
Wow. So you're like, when I make a mistake, I just learn 80% faster. So thank you to me for just expediting this entire process. Oh, that's deep.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. This has been so fun, and it's gone by really quick. And I have one other question. I feel like since when I was a baby to elementary school to middle school and then, college and everything, I'm changing. She's changing. Our communication is changing. And I'm wondering, is there any techniques to grow in communication for us to develop how we communicate as we both change?
Absolutely. Do you have anything you want to say when you hear that question? I'm curious before I...
And no, I don't.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that's a crazy question. That's a big question, and I don't know how to answer it.
Yeah. Fair. It is a big question. I agree. There is a lot of different ways. When I think of it, there's so many, right? Growing, because as you said at the beginning, right, you're going to be working on your communication until you die. Yeah, I agree. Change is the only constant. Change is happening in all of our relationships, all of our interactions, all around the world, all the time. It's the only thing that is constant, is change. And so with that, as far as developing over time, one thing I suggest for you and any parents really is to learn more about the brain development of your kids at the ages they're at. That's a big one, because I even did a little research specifically on like Mana's age, and okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like a lot of the things that some of the things we kind of talked about when we first met are common during this time. It's a lot of needing back and forth communication
for middle schoolers.
Yeah, requiring back and forth, not just one-sided communication. That's a big piece of it. Developing greater strengths around like empathy and understanding others' perspectives happening now, which definitely seeing in this conversation. Right. And so I'd say do one's own research, learn about different life stages, and also work on communication with the self. So work on your own communication with how you talk to yourself, because that is going to impact how you talk to your kids. If you're mean and critical of yourself all the time, then you're going to do that with your kids. How we talk to ourselves comes out in how we talk to other people.
That's so true.
So that would be the biggest one, is communicate with yourself.
That's great. Any thoughts on that?
That's wild. That's a lot of crazy stuff.
That is, but it's so helpful. I mean, I think a lot of it has come back to how we're talking to ourselves, because it seems like our first communications are with ourselves, and our perspective informs how we communicate with everybody else.
Exactly.
So it's kind of my big takeaway from this conversation.
I wanted to remind you both that it's not just about what's happening in the moment for each of you. It's also what's happening in the world, what's happening in community, what's happening in the institutions around us, what's happening at school, what's happening at work, what's happening in our politics and in the world everywhere. So omnilectics, the idea that there can be multiple, as many perspectives as perspectives exist happening at the same time.
Wow, that really resonates with me, because I feel like the political landscape, even though we're not talking about it, it definitely impacts our home.
Yes.
It impacts the way we live, the way we go out and perceive ourselves. And generational trauma is so real, depending on if you've been colonized or you've been kidnapped or if you've been stolen from. So I think that really, really, really resonates for me. Wow, can you follow that, Mana? What do you have to
say? You don't have a philosophical thought in the background?
No. I guess something I just wanted to make known is just that when I'm speaking or when we're speaking to each other, I don't feel like we with all the problems that we were talking about today, I don't feel like we are mad at each other that much, like all the time.
Yeah.
And kind of just overall, we are happy.
I agree. That's really important to say.
If I may add one more thing with that in response is remembering what your actual intentions are and what each other's intentions are, right? So if you upset with mom, remembering what is her intention? What does she actually want from me? Because that's a big one I see in all types of relationships is forgetting what the actual values of the person are. And so you saying that reminded me, you understand each other's values and what you actually care about and are what's actually important to you. So remembering that really helps inform the rest of the communication.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point because like we genuinely get along and we love each other, and yet we still have bumps. But it's not like our whole road is bumpy.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just so invested in you that the less bumps I can have, the better. But then I think talking with you, Mary, it's like the bumps are inevitable. So instead of being freaked out about it, just allow them to happen and kind of settle in and be okay because I know you love me and I know I love you. And we can talk. Don't make me cry.
Yes.
We're done. We're done with this episode.
I'm not gonna cry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
You're not crying. Thank you both. This has been so mind-blowing. I have literally learned in real time. I have so many new techniques and revelations. I feel like our relationship has gotten stronger on the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm glad to get to talk with the two of you today.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your middle school schedule.
I wasn't doing anything today.
That's the end of the episode. A big mahalo to Mary and Mana for coming on today. It's the end of the episode, but it is just the beginning of the conversation. So please remember to click like, leave a comment. Who knows, your comment might be helping somebody else. We're excited to hear from you. Remember, embrace the chaos and breathe. Until next time, see you later. Bye. Thank you.
This episode was produced by Jill Dickerson, Kimberly Rose Kaiulani Wolter, and Christian Fanene Schmidt. Technical producer, Daniel Asmalash. Social media manager, Benjamin Pola. Promotional consideration was provided by the Park Shore Waikiki Hotel. We want to thank our friends and family for all your support. Mahalo for listening. Ahui ho!
We're right before a fall. Still I climb back up that hill to touch the sky.